We're back with the movie review. We just saw Ad Astra.
Supposedly it's from a Latin phrase, per aspera. I'm trying not to say it just like in Spanish, but per aspera ad astra, which is through hardship to the stars. Okay. Which is a good title for the movie.
As soon as we came out of the movie, the guy, we were leaving, the usher was like, hey, stop at the box office and get a poster on your way out. And
I mean, I was friendly. I was just like, oh, thank you. And then I turned to him and said, for that boring ass movie?
Yeah.
So that
so that kind of sums up your review, I guess. I wasn't as hard on it as you. Go ahead. I'll let you start. You were wanting to rant, I guess,
it's not even that I want to rant. Like I said, it's not the worst thing I've ever seen, whatever. But we usually go to the Alamo. This time we went to the IMAX. And we went to a good IMAX. I feel like sometimes the screen doesn't seem that big. But this was an IMAX. We walked in like, oh shit, that screen's huge. We're like, this is a good movie to see at the IMAX. Mm-hmm. There's hardly any space. There was hardly any space. It was like the inside of spaceships. Rockets and whatnot. Like, it's the inside of space stations. Like, inside of buildings. I figured, even if it's a boring movie, because I had a feeling. I just felt like, it's not that I went in with anything against it and wasn't open-minded, but I just thought, like, it doesn't seem like it's going to go as sci-fi as I would like. It might be a boring type of space movie. I don't know. But at least seeing it in IMAX, it'll probably be gorgeous. But I will say, so just continue with the IMAX thing, that opening scene was the best thing for the IMAX.
Yeah.
They're up on these huge high towers, and I mean, if you're watching a spoiler review, you probably saw it already, but they're up on these really high towers, and so it just is really cool to see on a big IMAX screen. It's like, if you've ever been to the IMAX that's actually in a museum, those movies, they're usually that type of thing. That was cool. That, to me, was like, set the tone for the whole movie, like, it's gonna be cool, and then, so.
Yeah, it's, that we had said that, or... Yeah, we were talking about it, and it had a really strong opening. Mm-hmm. Really strong opening. Some of the best visuals were all in the first 20 minutes or so. I liked when they were on the moon, and they go to the dark side.
I liked when they cross the dark side. When they
cross over, yeah.
But the whole chase was, to me, the chase and the primate. Those are just like, well, this movie needs a little bit of action.
Yeah, so going back, I was saying a lot of these sci-fi movies since 2001 have gone more kind of art house, which I feel this kind of did, like Interstellar kind of did also. And I feel like this kind of did, but at the same time, they're like, oh, let's throw in a few action pieces. Let's give them something. So they threw in a few. They threw in this chase scene with moon pirates, which I don't know why there's moon pirates. I don't know. I mean, okay. So one thing in the movie because we had said that, why is there moon pirates? He does say in his monologue, he monologues quite a bit.
Yeah.
Or narrates, whatever. He does say that, look at man fighting for more resources or fighting over resources.
I get why they're there, but why do we do the chase scene with him? So it was just... what's that got to do with this movie? But if you told me that I was going to see a movie with moon pirates and killer space primates, then that sounds like, ooh, that's fun.
Yeah, after the moon, the visuals, like they go to Mars, and that lacked in visuals. They walk through this hallway, and it's red, so you're like, okay, they're on Mars, because it's all red. They're just in the space station, just in hallways.
They're kind of cool rooms, I guess, within that building, but not IMAX-worthy rooms, you know what I mean?
And they do run into, what's her name, is it Natasha something?
Oh, I forget.
She had a little cameo.
Yeah.
So that was on Mars. That just didn't really go anywhere. Her cameo didn't really go anywhere. It is well made. So I was still kind of engaged. I was waiting. Okay, there's going to be a payoff or something at the end.
So you were cup half full, I was cup half empty. Because I was sitting there the whole time this movie's been on way too long for there to be anything to redeem it. Like, it's just boring. Like, I'm just sitting here bored and distracted by the people around me being annoying.
Yeah, it's a really slow-paced movie that if it had this great ending, it would have saved it for me. I think I would have been okay, just pushed over to a positive review or whatever. But yeah, no, there's no big payoff.
I mean,
Brad Pitt is good, although that was one of my things. So I had two big issues with it, which you mentioned, visuals. I agree. So the other issue I had with it was the Brad Pitt character. That was the one thing, was while it kept me engaged enough, I really wasn't like rooting for him. I didn't really connect. That was the one thing I guess I didn't connect, because I guess the overall this story isn't sci-fi. It isn't,
that's the backdrop.
Yeah, there's a sci-fi backdrop, but the overall story is abandonment, I guess. Abandonment. Family dealing with abandonment. You said daddy issues.
Yeah.
So I'm someone that's dealt with abandonment.
Daddy issues.
I guess. So like I thought, okay, I did think this in the movie. Like, okay, this is kind of targeted towards me, or I should, if anyone's gonna have a connection, I'd probably, connect with the Brad Pitt character. But it never did. None of it landed. I didn't get emotional. Like I didn't really, again, just didn't have the connection.
There's no climax.
Yeah, and well, that's the thing. So the Brad Pitt character, it's hard to connect anyway, because he's like closed off. He even admits,
it's part of his character, so you could appreciate that. But
yeah, it is part of the character. But
there isn't anything interesting sci-fi going on at the same time. Like,
yeah, with the slow burn and with that kind of character. Yeah, you got to have something else, because it's. I mean, I get it. I get why you're kind of coming off pretty.
I don't know. I almost feel like someone would hear us talking and be like, "Oh, you just wanted it to have a different kind of ending." I actually think I like the ending. I like that the dad was a dick to him when he got there.
Yeah, that was good.
The dad was like, I mean, he was space crazy and whatever, but he. It wasn't some big lovey-dovey moment. It was a disappointment. He got there. His dad sucked. His dad didn't find aliens or anything interesting. Like, I don't mind any of that. Even now that I'm thinking about it, like, that's actually good. It's just everything leading up to it, and then that's kind of a disappointing ending or whatever, because it's anticlimactic, but that's kind of okay. And then him having to come to terms with it, whatever, and it just kind of leaving off like that, of you thinking, okay, well, he's maybe gonna move on in his life or whatever. But like the story up to that point and just following, it's just boring.
Yeah,
that could be like a short story.
His dad. Now that we're talking about connection and emotion, that I probably felt more for his dad. Like, just when he does say, that there was nothing. Like, that was his whole life.
Yeah.
He left his family. Like, all he cared about was going as far out into space as he can to try to find some kind of life other than us. And all these years ago, he was there like 30 years, nothing. Like, he's saying we're alone, which isn't, I mean, the universe is so huge. There's got to be something out there. Now we're kind of getting into art.
I know, right?
But there's got to be something out there. But even, so let's say we go by this premise of this movie. Even if there isn't anything, I mean, even if we know there's got to be something out there. It's not that close. Like, he's there for 30 years observing, they can see the known universe, I guess. And he's not seeing anything. So even if there is something, it's nowhere near us.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like, wow, like we are just alone.
Yeah, and I mean, the realization, I guess probably why it goes crazy and whatever, is he's like, he probably knows in his mind that even if there is something out there, he still believes that there's something out there, he's not going to be the one to find it.
Yeah.
Because he's mortal. He's going to die, you know?
Yeah,
it's like...
yeah, he's...
I mean, there's a really good line, and I don't know it by heart, so if anything, maybe I'll attempt to paraphrase it, but it was like, he found... he found all these planets with no life on it, but the only thing he could focus on... Like, he found a lot, but the only thing he could focus on is what he didn't find.
Yeah, he's going through his work.
It so much better than that.
And, like, the files, and it's, like, flashing all these, like, new planets that they've discovered.
They're so cool looking. And
yeah.
There's no life.
But there's, no life.
No intelligent life. Anymore. So that's, like, crushing. I don't mind the end. Now that we're talking about it, the end is fine. So anyone who would be like, you just want a happy ending, or even, like, for me, like, I keep saying I want more sci-fi. This is sci-fi. It's science fiction. It's, futuristic. But I mean fantasy sci-fi. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Star Wars and whatever. You know what I mean? I want there to be aliens and things like that. But that's fine that this movie doesn't have that. It's fine that he finds nothing. Like, that's good. That's fine for this story. So it's not that I need that, but I would like some pretty space pictures along the way. Well,
I went back to Gravity, which you're not a fan of.
I'm not a big fan. I don't like the way that ended at all. See, that was a hokey ending to me. I didn't like that ending, and she shouldn't have survived. Yeah. But go on.
Yeah, no, I just go back to Gravity as far as visuals, and that didn't have aliens in it.
No, it was a good story.
That was good visually. Throughout they showed a lot of the exterior of the ship. They're out there in space.
Yeah.
So that's one that you don't need. Again, like this, we're not saying, there's no, you said Star Wars. There's no, aliens, there's no, ridiculous. Lightsabers. We're not even saying that, but just give us some cool space imagery. But a lot of it's just taking place in the ships, in the bases. Yeah,
and then, so you have Gravity, which to me did a good job of the space part and the story. I just didn't like the ending. It was too happy of an ending for me. This one actually has a sad ending that I like, but boring throughout.
Anything else? Any final thoughts?
That boring ass movie?
That was a quote coming out. That's the first thing you said coming out of it.
Great title. The Ad Astra itself is just the stars. But if it is based off of that whole phrase, then
Latin phrase,
that's lovely. Like it's a great description of this story about a boy and his father, and a man and his father, and it takes place in space. Like, that's a perfect title. Yeah. That's probably one of the best things about it. When we found that out, I was like, oh, that takes it up a few notches. The movie may not have been executed well in my mind, but that title was.
Mm-hmm. I guess that's it. Even though, here's the thing, this is kind of the funny part. I don't know. I wasn't really looking forward to it that much. I was gonna go see Rambo. Like, I was like, maybe I'll go see that instead of this. So it looked interesting. So, and it's sci-fi, of course. So let's check it out. Still disappointed, even though I wasn't.
I feel the same way.
Hyped up about it.
Go see Rambo, but
still disappointed.
Yeah,
but it's not terrible. But it's disappointing.
I set myself up for disappointment because I figured I don't think it's gonna be that great. I might be pleasantly surprised, but at least going to see an IMAX, we're gonna get some awesome visuals, and I could come out saying there's awesome visuals. Meh.
Yeah, so the only other thing I guess to talk about is the Rotten Tomatoes. We were kind of looking at some things. Going in, we saw it, and we're like, oh, okay. It was interesting. Critic score was like in the 70s, 80s, somewhere out there. And then the audience score was like in the 40s, I believe.
Yeah, it was a big difference.
So going in, that kind of gives you an idea. What you're in store for.
And I went in thinking, like, I'm not going to be like these basic people that don't like it. I bet I'm going to like it then. No, I just have to be honest. I didn't.
Yeah.
I get why the audience didn't like it.
I don't get, so, I can get, again, I didn't totally trash it, but I don't get some of the praise. Like, some of the critics are really, as you say, sucking its dick. tickling its balls. Like, they're really like, yeah. It was someone's like, this is masterpiece, best movie of the year.
Oh my god.
Like, yeah.
It's like, have you seen movies? Like, no, definitely not on any level. Not on any level the worst either, I'm sure, but...
Yeah, no, it's not the worst. I'm just trying to think of any aspect that really stood out. You know, like acting, directing, writing, visuals. Nothing
so
really stood out in it.
Cameos that are like, why are they here?
Nothing really stood out. So, yeah, so I don't get that. I don't get the praise, like the over-the-top praise for it. Mm-mm. So, I don't know. I guess we're just basic...
Hey, what was the one? Wandering Earth. As far as space movies we've seen this year, Wandering Earth.
Yeah, Wandering Earth.
I think I like more than this because at least it was visually cool and it wasn't perfect to us, and we got a lot of comments and negative feedback on our thoughts about it. But
yeah, no, I agree though.
I like it better than this.
I think I was harder on Wandering Earth than you.
Yeah.
But I agree that Wandering Earth, I could definitely sit through Wandering Earth again before this.
Yeah, and on the big screen again because it had good visuals.
Yeah, there were some cool moments in it. Anyway, so maybe go check out Wandering Earth. It's a Chinese film.
Yeah.
If you probably haven't heard of it, but yeah, go check that out. So I guess we're done, right?
Yeah.
All right. So Ad Astra. What did you think?
Are we way off? What did we miss?
Yeah, did we miss something? Tell us what you thought about it, your thoughts, your opinions, comment below. Maybe some theories. I don't even know about theories. I don't know. I always wondered if it was supposed to... I mean, obviously we said the family drama or coping with, abandonment, all that.
Might have really missed something from it.
Yeah, I don't know. But sometimes, there's these... We talked about these other art house movies, the allegories, and this stands for that, and this, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. Anyway, any ideas? Any other... You want to throw something out? Comment below. Let us know what you think. And get Stuckmanized.
Get what?
Anyway, I don't know. We got to come up with our own thing. That was some other reviewer.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, anyway. So what will come up? Get
slap that bell.
Slap the notification bell. Like, share, subscribe. Slap that notification bell. Let us know what you thought. Comment, of course. Always be commenting. The ABCs. And get Stuckmanized.